So somebody asked me a question that, oh, Suffer, with all that you're doing and with all that you're saying, don't you think that the political leaders are going to come for you, come against you, or don't you think that so and so is going to contract so and so to do so and so and so? It was so bizarre, the question. I'm like, why would anybody come for me? You know what I'm saying? Why would anybody come for me? What is it that I'm doing that would want to make anybody come for me? And it's not like I'm afraid, but I'm thinking about it. Why? Right? And you see, I think this me. I don't do politics. I've said it time and time and time. I don't necessarily talk about political issues. The only time you hear me talk about political issues is when I know the thing is affecting us directly, and it's affecting me directly. Almost everything they do affects me directly or indirectly. I know that, right? But the truth of the matter is, whenever you see political leaders start to antagonize the people, you know that it's literally upset, in the sense that people entrust these leaders. Okay, this is why I don't like politics and politics. There's politics and politics in everything. Don't get it wrong. But when it comes to democracy and politicians and all that, people say politicians and all that surrounds the government system, leadership in government, it's just sad, because the people kept them in power to protect the people, but they get to power and now they start to lord over the people. You understand? They're not lording over the people. You see, if it's your own business and you decide how you want to do with your own business, that is a fair game. That is you built the business. Who on earth has what it takes to come and tell you how to conduct your business? It's your business, right? But the minute it comes to a class or a place where you are representing the people and you start to absolutely dominate and possess the people, it becomes really sad. I'm be honest, it becomes really, really sad, because it's not supposed to be that way. It's not supposed to be that way. It's not supposed to be like that. You see, they go in that position to serve everybody. Okay, so if you are appointed to be at a government system, the government is the structure of the people. It's supposed to be the structure of the people. They don't, of course, we know who is behind what, but hearing all these presidents and leaders hoarding all these monies that could have been used to help the people, to liberate the people. One person can store so much money. It's happening everywhere on the continent. I'm not going to exclude any government. All our leaders, all our governments are doing one way or the other, taking advantage of the people. You know what I'm saying? But it's supposed to be for the people. Everybody's got to be paid for what they do, for the services you provide. People have to honor you. They have to pay you. But at the same time, it's not for you to take advantage of the people. You see, because when people vote the politicians into power to become leaders of the community, they go in there to make legislations and laws and rules that in their concept, these rules are supposed to help the people, to serve the people, but the people actually have no say in most of these rules that is being laid down for them. They don't ask the people, what do you think about it? For example, if they set a legislation about tax imposition and they have to start charging a particular tax for a particular thing, you think they're going to ask you, well, we're about to give you this tax system, what do you think? They're not going to ask you. But you kept them there to serve you. But yet they take the decisions and you are not involved in the decisions. And now, when you break the decisions, they send you to court. For what? You never agree to the decision. Who is making these rules? Who is setting these rules? You know, who is agreeing upon these rules? Yes, I put you in place to serve my interest, but the interest you're serving has nothing to. Who decides how much they get paid? If you're serving the people, who decide which contract they should go to? Who decide who enters our country and who does not enter our country? Who decides who we are in partnership? Who decides who we go for loans from? There has to be periodic meetings, and there has to be an audience of the people, and the people actually voice out what they want so that they implement what can help the people. But not the other. Most of the rules and regulations that you're breaking because they set it in place. Did you have any idea about it? Personally, I don't know most of the rules they set in place. So rules are actually indirectly a tyrannic system that is set to keep you in check, to keep you limited. And hence makes you very bound. This is why no single individual of any country is free. Somebody would say, well, the rules are not imposed. These are wishes of the people. When did the people ever make these wishes? When? Try and tell me, like, when are the people ever? You see, what most people don't know is that you can pick a simple commodity, huh? And you can be taxed about 5 times on a simple commodity. Yeah. Nobody's talking about these things. So rules and regulations are not the wishes of the people. These are not the desires of the people. The people did not conclude, or the people did not decide that, okay, these are the things that I want. These are the things that I need. No. The government decided. Who kept the government there? The people kept the government there. But when the decision makings are being taken in place, or when the decision makings are being taken, the people are never involved. You understand? Because if the people are actually free, then the people should be able to do a lot of things that would help their living. But no. One of the saddest things you can ever experience is the fact that there are certain borders, boundaries, okay, that you can actually go up to somebody's farm and the person's farm is in the other country, okay, and the first person being on the borderline has the ability to be bilingual, be able to speak multiple languages, so easily can be in this line or that line and trade and all of that, right? So if I have a commodity in my local community and my community just sits up at the border, I should be able to go to the next town and sell my commodity and all of that. Do you know it's illegal to do that? It's illegal, especially if you're in Africa. So it's illegal for me to sit on the border of Togo and actually go into Togo to trade. Illegal. So you are in your own country, but you are not free. For you to register certain things, you need certain identifications that says that I'm Ghanaian, I'm not Ghanaian. For you to be able to go somewhere, you need certain identifications to be able to tell you that, okay, you can go here or you cannot go here. It's not because you have the money to do it. It's not because you have the intelligence to do it. It's not because you have the wisdom to do it, but because there's a system being set in place to ensure that they tell you to leave before you can leave. If they decide you are not fit to travel, you cannot travel. Wait a minute. Is there any system that comes to mind that suggests something like that? Yes, the prison system. The prison system is such that you cannot go in and out of the prison system until you are given your freedom. And we all know why some people are kept in the prisons, not because necessarily they are guilty. Some are kept in there because certain people sit in certain powers have what it takes to ensure that you remain there. You understand? So you cannot travel in and out of certain countries, not because you don't qualify, because you are not able, or because you can't function certain business, or because you don't have the necessary skills or know-how to be able to do that. No, the government is deciding you cannot go. And why the government is deciding you cannot go, the government don't even know why they are deciding you cannot go. So they've made it almost impossible for you to leave Ghana to go into Togo, for you to leave Ghana to go into Ivory Coast, for you to leave Nigeria to come into Benin, for you to leave Nigeria to go into Cameroon. We are neighbors, we are one people, but they've made it impossible, very impossible, to actually leave this country to go to another country, neighboring country. It's literally like breaking out of jail. It's like breaking out of a prison system. You have to connive and plan and plot and run through an alley and go to it just for you to be able to move from your brother and go to your sister in a neighboring country. There's so many of us who have families and tribes and community members located in each part of the countries, right? But yet we can't just easily cross and visit each other because it's deemed illegal. To come into one's country is like going into an eye of a needle. It's almost impossible. Illegal. Without a passport, you cannot cross over. Let me ask you a question. Do fishes need passports? And don't tell me, oh, you're being silly. Birds don't need passports. Animals don't need passport. But yet human beings who are supposed to be wise, we now need passport to cross one country to the other country, simply because the government who is supposed to serve the people are deciding that, okay, this is the regulations and everybody have to keep it. And Togo government is trying so hard not to break it, and Ghana government is trying so hard not to break it, and Ivorian government is trying so hard not to break it, and the Nigerian government is trying so hard not to break it, and none of us know the reason why we are trying so hard not to break something. We don't even know why we're keeping it in the first place. Why is it so difficult for our leaders to come together and say, wait a minute, what are we doing? We are the same people. We are one people. Why is it almost impossible to be able to cross from one state to the other? Why don't you? Some way, somehow, they are not able to do that. They will tell you, oh, for security purposes, oh, for this or no, for that and no. Everybody knows it's no security risks. Everybody knows it's not for security purposes. We all know. Why do we all know? Because some people in 1984 decided that we wanted it to be so. You see, you cannot talk about Africa being free, the free trade market and all of that, without necessarily going back to the root to understand why it was divided in the first place. Why have we been divided? Go to 1884. Go and read the document. The Berlin Conference, right? People don't see the similarities here. When you study the Bible in the book of Genesis 11, and I'm not quoting the Bible for any other reason, for history purposes, if that contextually is what it is, right? So they said people in Babylon built the Tower of Babel, and the Tower of Babel is supposed to tower over every single thing. First and foremost, so God saw this from heaven. God said the people are one, and because the people are one, they are it's almost impossible for them not to do anything they want to do. And because of that impossibility, we have to ensure that we bring confusion amongst them and break them apart so that they are never one. For anybody who don't know Babylon or don't know anything about Babylon, you see, you need to understand first and foremost that Babylon was Africa. Okay, just in case you don't know, that Babylon was Africa, and it was the northeastern part of Africa. Okay, because it's current day Iraq, and current day Iraq is literally down Saudi Arabia, all going through Cairo to come into Egypt. Okay, and in ancient maps, these places were one. It was you literally walk from Egypt down Cairo down to Saudi Arabia, go up to Iraq, and you need to understand that. I don't even want to go Iraq. I don't want to go there. But certain people ensure that this canal is not there. This oneness, this togetherness was not there. So they ensure that they built a canal, right? It's an artificial thing. It wasn't there. Go and check all the old maps. The old maps will literally tell you that it wasn't there. So the Suez Canal, the Suez, or whatever you want to say, canal, was created, okay, just at the tip of the Red Sea to allow a gap come between Africa okay, and Asia, so that it doesn't look like it's one continent, it's one people. Okay, so when these people were one, which we occupied ancient Babylon, by the way, it's our people. For anybody else, we built that civilization. We ensure that that civilization becomes what it is. Okay, so the Suez Canal from Egypt going down to northeast and coming down to Saudi Arabia up to Iraq. This were route that we could easily walk to and fro as a people. And when we settled in Iraq, you understand that later. When we settled there, we spoke one language. We were one people. We had everything in common, and it was impossible to conquer us. And one of the main reasons why they did that, because that is a crude oil sampling site. Okay, they follow the resources and create these turmoils and wars and all of that. Okay, I'm going somewhere with this. So this crude of people saw that our people are one. And if these people are one, there's nothing impossible that they can't do. So let's break them. Let's break them up. Let's cast them asunder. So it wasn't no God sitting in anywhere that saw the Tower of Babel. Are you kidding me right now? You mean to tell me that human beings after that haven't built any higher structures? When it's the African man building the towers, they say, oh, the African man is richer to God, we must bring him down. No, he wasn't richer to God because it was almost impossible to compare to. So they came together, waged war, and destroyed our unity and broke us into pieces. Some of our people ran down to Egypt, came down to Egypt, still seceded, built the Egypt civilization. They still came for West. We went down to all the empires, all the way down to the West African belt. Okay, some in the Eastern African parts and all of that. We were still one people. Okay, but in 1844, what they decided to do was that they decided to still come for us. Because we still cannot allow these people to be one. We still cannot allow these people to be in unison because of the power they possess. Because of the ability to do anything. They will be almost impossible to penetrate their shores. Inconquerable people. So decided to come for us. So the European nations came together and said, you know what? There's enough for the pie for everybody to eat. Every single one of us can have some of it. Okay? So they first started in Babylon, right? Destroyed the Tower of Babel, right? Because we built it, right? And then they came down to Egypt, came after it, destroyed our civilization, destroyed. We still came out down to the eastern and the southern part and the western part. They still came down and say, we still have to go for our people. So the French, the British, the Germans, the Portuguese, the Italians, the Belgians, the Spanish, and various independent states decided to come down and break us into various boundaries. This is why we can't simply cross from one region of African continent to another. We are the same continent. Why is it that these people can do it? They can move to and fro from one state to the another, one nation to in the Europe countries, in the Americas. They can just grow from one interstate. Or Canada can go to the United States. United States can come to Canada. It's just a border, right? First from California, LA, these are all various different countries. But they decided to United country. They decided to unite all these fronts as one people to become one powerful people. Why? Because they didn't want to have another powerhouse challenging. Funny enough, these people come together and they come and form what they call the greatest country ever to live on the face of the earth. We were already a great country. We were already a great people. We were one people. But they had to come in and break us asunder. And share the spoils among themselves. So if you don't know why you can't just leave Ghana and go to Togo, or leave Togo and go to Nigeria, or leave here and go to here, and our political leaders, our leaders, our government system can't sit down and come together as one people and say, you know what, we are one people. No boundaries, no borders, no borderline, no passport. Everybody move to and fro. Let's grow, let's come together, let's be United States. We can't do that. We don't even know why. And you see, they are not even interested in that. Our current government system, our current president, our current leaders don't even want to do that. They're not even thinking about it. They don't have what it takes. They don't simply have what it takes to do that. They don't want us to be one. This is why I don't see Nigeria. This is why I don't see Ghana. This is why I don't see this. I see one people. Listen, we're going to, if our leaders, if our government system, if political leaders have failed us, first place they failed us. I don't even want to talk about it. You see, they fail without even knowing why they are failing. They just fail. They get employed, they go and sit in there and they know they are going to fail. It's like kill, it's like employed to kill. We have political leaders, but they are not in control. We have presidents, but they are not in control. They can't do anything. Why? Because certain people, just as they did Babel, just as they did Egypt, are they still doing to us the same thing they've always done to us, to ensure that we don't become one. All the way from ancient Mesopotamia, okay, we built civilization all the way till now. Go and read the scriptures. Search history. Go and read your history. Why do I even say scripture? Go and read your history. We were one people. We've always been one people. From 1844 all the way to 1914 or so, they ensure that we stay divided. And we are still the divided state of Africa. Let's not wait for our government. Let's not wait for our presidents to bring us together. Let's not wait for our political leaders to bring us together. Let's not wait for the people we've entrusted all these years and failed us to bring us together. Let's unite. We don't need any system to love ourselves. We don't need any government system to love ourselves. We don't need any political agendas to love ourselves. We can simply love ourselves. We just have to love ourselves. We just have to do it. Call your brother in Nigeria. Stop. And you see, the youth got to stop doing this. We got to stop fighting ourselves. Oh, Nigerian this or Nigeria. It's not fun. It's not entertainment. Nigeria, who is the best thing? And don't come to tell me, oh, that's not that. No, it's still the programming. They're still teaching you how to separate yourself from each other. When Zambia wins, we've all won. When Mozambique wins, we all won. When Equatorial Guinea wins, when Eritrea wins, when every part of the nation wins, we've all won. I have to even try and move through all the 54 states and marry from every state of Africa. I have wives all over the place, so that if they are not going to do their job, and if our leaders, I will unite Africa by marriage. Every nation I go, so I'm in Ghana, I'm married from Ghana, I'm married from Nigeria, I'm married from all over the states. I have children all over. One people. We've always been one people. This is why anybody that ever tried to unite our people, they kill them. They're terrified for us to come together. Very terrified. Do you understand? But let's not wait. What are you waiting for? Let's not wait. You see, everything is going to be destroyed. Whether you like it or not, everything's going to pass away. Everything's going to go away. But before that, let's put up a fight. Not by weapons of mass destruction, no. The fight and challenge of refusing to be enemies. The fight and challenge of refusing to be haters. The fight and challenge of, listen, I need a wife from every state of Africa, okay? Every state. If you are here, South Africa, reach out. I need a wife. Let's unite. Okay, let's unite. Let's be one people. Let's love ourselves. No political party should be able to tell me I can love my brother. This person's Gabon's cry is my cry. Zimbabwe's cry is my cry. Ghana's cry is my cry. Let's stop the tribalistic nature that they've made us to become. We were all one people. Hans Evers, Gans, Gandambe, Northness. We were all one people. We all migrated from one place. Let's love. It's time we love. We refuse to be enemies. We refuse to be at each other's throats. That's what they want. We refuse it. Our leaders, we can trust them. They won't do it. Let's do it ourselves. I'm marrying from all the states of Africa. If they won't do it, we have to do it. If you are there, you are in a position to, you can be, you are married from every state. Have children all over the place. Be one people. We were one. And don't come and tribalize it to me and say that, oh, you cannot mix the blood. How can one people now say that we cannot mix blood? If we are all from the same descendant, how can we not mix? How can this person not marry this person? How can we not mix? Nobody's higher than anybody. Nobody's lower. We are all one people. We all came from one ancestry. It's time we bring the love back to Africa. It's time we bring the love back to the continent. It's time we bring the love back to our people. It's time we love. Real love, not the fake ones they've been doing. Real love. Real togetherness. Real oneness. In fact, I'm never going to speak Ghana anymore. Speak in Africa. I love my people. When I say my people, I'm not talking about Ghana. I'm talking about every single phase on the continent. You are my people. You are my family. And I love you. Okay? I love you. Let's love ourselves. You don't need any political party to love ourselves. We don't need any certificates to love ourselves. We don't need any licenses. We don't need any passport to love ourselves. Just love. It's that easy. Just love. Love yourself first, okay? Love it. That's why the 100 days is so significant. Love yourself. Love yourself. Okay? Once you love yourself, you want to take off this body. You want to ensure this body is a beautiful paradise. I can trust you to love you. And I can trust that you will love me because you love yourself. Let's bring love back to Africa. Let's bring love back to our people. Let's stop fighting ourselves. This is what they want us to do. Let's stop killing ourselves. And let's start loving ourselves. By so doing, we will rise again. Because whilst everything is resetting, we have to prepare ourselves for the reset. So when everything goes full circle, we're ready to take it to the next level. I love you guys. Always pleasure. Always humbling to come your way. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you're part of the fast. Something amazing is going to happen. Listen, the fast we're going. I want a representative from all the 54 states of Africa to come to the festival. If you're watching this, come. Because I want us to be able to pray in all the various languages. Do rituals, do prayers in all the various languages. This is my challenge. I'm going to put it out there. We're going to do a powerful ritual one of the before the fast is over. Before the 7th of January, I'm going to put a challenge out there. I'm calling all the 54 states of Africa to be in prayer. Okay? We're going to meet up on Facebook, on Instagram. We're going to pray. All of us, we're going to pray in different languages. I'm going to put this challenge out there in different languages, in different states, in different communities. We all pour libation. I'll be at the altar. We all pour libation and we all raise love back. We raise our people. The pride of being one people. Love you guys. See you in the next video. Make